Yeah. So just gonna start. I don't know how long I'm gonna make the stream, but yeah. Oh, we have XX in chat. What's up? So you gotta edit. Yeah, is my audio working on everything or? Yeah, so actually I was reading the panel channel's comment on the story of the laptop. So here's how much times he actually changed the story. So this is credit to the panel channel. The first one was Ed hasn't gotten his computer back. Then it changed to Ed doesn't remember if they took his laptop. Then it changed to Ed says no, they didn't take his laptop. And then it changed to Ed agrees he used the laptop in 2020 to screen record. Then he changed it to Ed doesn't think they took it, then confirms no, they did not take it. Then he changed that, so like we're not even done here. Then it changed to Ed confirms there was a laptop. Then it changed to Ed says he didn't have a laptop. So yeah. Did this send out notifications? I don't know if I messed with it too much. I think I'm gonna send out the link. You know. I think I will send that video. We're gonna play that video. Hold on, I just gotta get it. Remember where we left off? That's where I have to. That's the next thing I have to figure out. Oh, okay. So it starts right where we left off. Okay, so I'm gonna share the screen.
So Alex tried to get me to admit that the police took a laptop, and now you're trying to get me to admit the police took a laptop when they.
No, I'm trying to figure out. Okay.
Oh, hold on. 125 speed.
I'll ask this in a very different question. Like, what's the story of the laptop?
There is none. Tommy made it up.
So there was just no laptop at all. You just never had a laptop. You never took it.
At that time, I had a phone.
Was a drive taken out of a laptop?
What?
Drives are taken, right? Were they removed?
Well, why did you mention the laptop at all then, if they didn't take it?
Why would I mention it? Because Tommy mentioned a laptop.
Wait, hard drives are taken, right?
Yeah, they take everything.
You think we just have hard drives laying around, Mitch? I mean, what are you talking about?
Well, hard drives in a laptop.
They would have taken the whole device, right? They would have taken the whole laptop.
Yeah, you said
took the hard drive out.
Yeah, you actually. I was kind of questioning. Like, you actually said like something to the effect of "you hope they didn't take your laptop." Like, what does that mean?
When did I say that? Find where I said
in the phone call with Alex.
In the phone call with Alex?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of all there. I mean, at this point, there's no need to really contest anything. I mean, but you did say something to the effect of that, like when asked like, did they take your laptop?
Hope
you said,
or nope?
No, hope. The word was hope. You said like, I hope not. I mean,
I don't recall that.
Okay, you don't recall that.
Is Telly backstage?
Yeah, Telly is.
So yeah, so I think that was the part where he says he tried to change the story to, "Are you sure I didn't say nope, not hope?" So I don't know. I don't know what that would even be. I nope not. I'm going fuck. He's never had a computer until this year. Yeah, I hope they didn't. And what does that even mean? Like, so you wouldn't even know if they did take your laptop or not? Like, what does that mean? I don't know. But yeah,
They confiscated a phone.
they only took his
Hey,
phone. They just left the
Hello.
laptop too.
And they just looked at
Hey,
your
Kelly.
laptop. And given they were looking for CP, they just never, and they had you as a suspect, they just never took your laptop. Like you have your
I
laptop.
don't even think I had. Well, what I've gotten laptops since then. I don't even think I had a laptop at that time. I think I had a phone.
So you didn't have a laptop, you're saying?
It's 3.5 years ago, Ryan. I don't fucking remember if I had a laptop at that
I would
time.
be able to.
I
I
don't.
think I
Well,
would. I would be able to
if
tell you if I did or
if
not.
they seize your property, they leave you a receipt, right?
Right, and they seized a phone.
Do you have the receipt for?
Do I have a receipt from this? Yeah, I think my mom has it, but she doesn't. She's out of state, so.
Yeah, and you're saying. Yeah, and I think though, didn't you say that they would take everyone in the house's devices? But
No,
then
I
they
didn't
actually
say
didn't.
that. They used their discretion and decided that
No,
my
he did say
mom
that.
was not a suspect and did not take
Yeah.
her devices. It's you guys that keep saying they take everybody's devices.
I do remember.
Can I just ask a question on that, if I
Yeah.
can?
Real
Sorry.
quick, just in defense of Denise Matteau, I also thought Telly was either a GHQ or MI6.
Yeah, I've got my disguise on. I've got my mustache and my glasses on.
I knew it.
Yeah, it was just some.
Why don't you guys get the evidence list to yourselves? Like Tommy says he has it. Have him release it. Is there a laptop on there? I don't think there is. I wouldn't know.
Can I just ask you a question about that warrant? Because is it someone suggesting that there's a warrant out there that has both yours and your brother's names on it? Was that correct?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so? Okay, but I mean, look, if I just
they
make
have
you
it, produce it. If it's out there,
Yeah,
produce
yeah,
it.
no,
Everybody
yeah,
needs
fair
to
enough.
produce their shit. I don't know.
You don't know. I mean, I would have. Okay, I would have thought you'd had access to that, But anyway, but if it is true, that would imply that both yourself and your brother, you were both listed on the warrant, you were both suspects of the CP uploads, and that was the reason for the raid. It was targeted at both of you, not your brother.
Wait, did he really
Not just
say ask my mom? Did he really? Is that really what he said, or did I just hallucinate that? Did he actually say ask my mom? Yeah, I don't know if he meant she was. Yeah, that's also true. I don't know if he meant like she's just out of state now, but he, yeah, it was all over the place. I'd have to leave. I'd have left the state. Oh. Questions about that too. But yeah, but also it's like this idea, like, why don't you ask her? I don't. Yeah, that's strange.
Brother, if you were both listed as names on that search warrant, would that be correct?
Right. Yeah. So nobody's produced a search warrant.
Okay, and you haven't seen that search warrant?
No, I have not. I have not got the discovery in my case. My attorney has it.
Okay. All right. That was the only question. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So
Cheers.
the attorney, I think would tell you a lot of the stuff. They would tell you as much as I think the duty of your attorney is for them to inform you, as much as possible about the case, right? And so they just didn't tell you, that you were. They didn't even tell you that you were a suspect at all.
Wait, he's thinking about it.
His background, looking into everyone, but doesn't ask him for his own discovery bullshit. Okay, well, yeah, whatever. I know. I could also go down there and pick it up myself. It's a petty drug charge. I'm likely going to plea out.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of other ways to phrase this, but like, but so
It's a public defender, Ryan. They honestly don't care. My attorney does not care.
but they just didn't at all inform you that you were a suspect. They didn't even tell you what you were a suspect of. Not even your lawyer.
What do you mean? My lawyer is telling me that about the possession of a controlled substance. That's what all of this is about.
Yeah, I mean, the document says though that
okay, well, my criminal case that I'm currently facing is one charge of possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, less than a gram.
isn't there overlap between the cases, or are they separate cases, or?
What do you mean? There is no. I don't know. There is no other case. There's no charges filed.
Well, I'm saying that at this point, you're listed as a suspect for child porn. It says that from the document I've seen. And I mean, your lawyer never, of course, corresponded with you about that.
No.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, public defenders these days. Wow.
Yeah, so he's actually saying that he was never. So I don't know. I mean, just like the idea that he was informed by a YouTube video that he was a suspect of a CP case. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we cut John Deeve off. John Deeve, are you still there?
So I mean, and
yeah,
you're thinking
it's okay, it's no biggie. Ryan, quick question for you though.
Yeah.
Just so that I can see if we're looking at the same things, what is the name of the document that you're looking at?
I mean, offhand, I'm on streamer. I don't have a very good memory. I don't think I could tell you that. I don't know. I mean, if we correspond, I could send you everything I have.
Memory, but you expect me to have a great memory from 3.5 years ago.
I mean, I would remember if like
I can reach out to you, right?
Or not.
I can reach out to you, Ryan.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's kind of like things that it's like. So you didn't even knew if you had a laptop at the time, and then you didn't know whether they.
I've been adamantly saying I didn't have a laptop, and you guys have been rejecting that. So I switched it to I don't know if I had one, and that's even worse. So fucking I didn't have one.
So you didn't have one, or you didn't know you had one?
I did.
It's like we can like this lie and that lie. So fuck you, fuck. Just like you're just punching air again, just punching air, and then I don't know, throwing some kind of fit. Just what are you saying? Well, I was obsessed over my audio. Hold on. Oh, I can't change my volume. But yeah.
Didn't have one, and I've said that an overabundance of times, and you guys rejected that as a possibility because Tommy said I did have one. No, I didn't have one. I had a phone.
So they would take only phones and not.
Yeah, I mean,
laptop.
Yeah, I guess like the reason why the response is just the way it is just because it just sounds very just off. It's like people are like, especially it's kind of like the elephant in the room is like finding out that you're a suspect in a CP thing, like helping predator catchers on YouTube. And like you finding that on YouTube, not even your lawyer telling you or anything before, like you just finding out in a YouTube video. And it's like, there's a bunch of skeptics here. That's kind of like what people do. Like they critically think.
I went to court once before that video was released, and at that point they indicted me on possession of a controlled substance.
Yeah, so I don't think it kind of is like that. It's not enough for people. It's like when the explanations don't make sense. It's like now they're gonna look further and further because they're like,
well, I hope they find what they're looking for because I don't have the answers for it. But
yeah, but what if someone that you like on the internet, like those in the community, you found that they were like a suspect in CP, like for some reason never told anyone, even their close friends, and like they're basically word is that they found out in a YouTube video just like everyone else. I mean, you just wouldn't. Would you? I mean, would you believe that? Would that just be sound? Would that just be like, oh, okay, then we're just gonna look the other way now? Like, let's say if it was even Tommy.
Am I telling anybody to look the other way? Have I said that once? So no, don't worry about me. No, I haven't.
Ed has already answered that
Look
question.
into it as much as you want to.
What do you expect him to say, Ryan? Ryan, like he's already answered that question. What do you want to say?
I mean, he did create a narrative that said, if you continue to question, then fuck off. I mean, He did say that. So yeah.
To me, what's more interesting is to hear what Don Divas thinks of that.
No, actually, I wanted to come up, Mitch, and speak on that. Hello, panel.
I'm sorry, what?
Don Diva, like, what would you do? Do you believe that Ed had some obligation to tell everyone that he had this pending? Well, actually, he didn't even know, right? So I guess that's an irrelevant question.
I think the thing is this, and I don't mean to put Don Diva on blast here, but when we talk about the facts of the matter, I understand that you have a tenure, with Ed, right? And we respect that, and it should bring some influence into your own perspective. But when it comes to us discussing this matter, as a community, it doesn't hold any weight, right? Because we've all watched hundreds of catches and seen these people, contact their families or their families pull up to the catch and, be completely caught off guard by the actions that they've taken, right? So I don't think we should bring things like that are circumstantial, that we've seen on a daily basis, not hold any weight when it comes to just knowing a person, right? And that being a stance of an argument.
Tommy Boy, you're saying that you're saying Don Diva's loyalty to Ed is analogous to that of like a pred and their wife or spouse or whatever who was siding with them.
Yeah, I mean, tread lightly. I'm not calling Ed a pred. I'm just saying that it's similar to most family members. I think we can all agree that 90% of family members don't expect their loved ones to be in those situations when they're caught by predator catchers, correct?
Right.
I agree.
What would you want out of your friends? Like say you're falsely accused.
So they would then, yeah. And I agree, and I think that's a good point for the people that are standing by Ed, right? And I don't hold that against them. I do think it's ridiculous that people are like disowning people for being and seeing that they're in chats or being up on people's panels. I think that is ridiculously childish. I mean, if you don't agree with someone, then don't show up. You know what I mean? And furthermore, I've been kind of in and out of the conversation here, but it's something about and Sam. I think Sam and I hopefully will have a discussion on Sunday. But Sam keeps mentioning that my videos are to cancel people. Listen, people, no one can get canceled off the goddamn internet. No one's sponsored here by CBS. Like they have the right. They can make as many fucking channels as they want. So that expectation needs to be set. I just think that's crazy for anyone to expect that. I mean, they can change the public opinion, but no one's actually going to get canceled. But I don't want to take over the panel here, but I also don't want dead air. But here's the thing. So I talked about this, and Ryan knows it. He brought it up when him and I were kind of arguing the other night. Not arguing, debating a topic about me coming up and talking about the technicals around the paperwork with Ed, right? And I still don't, to this day, I don't know what the differences are between the incident report and the police report. But I said during that live, what I did say was that, it's on Ed to respond to this and to react to this, how he sees fit. And it's up to, I don't really want to say us as a community, but each individual to decide what they take from that reaction, right? And I kind of left that panel being like, so we'll see what comes out and how things unfold. Personally, for me, I don't like how things unfolded. I think there's been some changes to the narrative, and I side with you, Ed, that you're in a tough position. You're getting pressed. It's high stress, and people hold you much like I do, right? Of like to what you say, right? To every little thing, they're going to nitpick it apart. So you're not in an easy position. The one thing I popped up here to say is that where it comes down to me is I just want to bring it down to simple facts. And the fact of the matter is that you guys can argue all day, all you want about if Ed knew or if he didn't know, but he did know that the warrant, whether it had his name on it or his brother's name on it, but that the warrant was tied to CP. And we can all say that there's similarities there's patterns within the community, but I can pretty much guarantee you that 99% of the community here has never been involved with the, a police investigation that is related to CP, maybe a DUI, maybe something like that, or drug charges, but that's something that is very, very rare, right? So I think that's the thing people gloss over is the fact that it's not like it was a DUI that may be tied to him, right? And maybe he, got in a DUI wreck and killed somebody and potentially has manslaughter charges. No, it's something that is directly tied to CP, right? And so for that to be kind of glossed over or swept under the rug, that's where the issue becomes, at least in my eyes, right? You guys can argue semantics.
The more I hear people talk about it, the more like all it comes down to Ed should have let everyone know know, but Ed maintains that he didn't know. So what did you want him to do?
No. He did know. He did know. That's what I'm saying. He didn't know that his name. That's where I'm getting at. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mitch. Is that he did know. He didn't know that he was a suspect. He did not know that he was a suspect. However, he knew that the raid was related to CP. What I'm getting at is that how many, even if you've been in raids, even if you've been in a house during a raid or a friend that had a raid, how many of those raids had any sort of ties related to CP?
Right.
That is such a rare occasion.
You're flopping at your brother's house and you get raided. It's not your house, it's his house, and it gets raided. And then, years later, you feel obligated just to tell everyone you meet that, at what point?
No, that's not the case. That's not the case, Mitch. Another good point to bring up in terms of continuing the discussion is that no, that's not the point. But the fact that the warrant was tied to CP and that you're in a community that's directly related to combating CP and the byproduct of CP, right, or the foundation of CP, then yes, I think it needs to be disclosed. If Ed was in a Vegas shooting community, could you make that same argument? I don't think so. You could, but I don't think it would carry as much weight. It's just the fact of the matter. But in this community, yes, I think it does, and I think that's why you see the backlash from it. Like, I just think that arguing in terms of like what the knowledge was, Ed stated that he knows that the warrant was tied to that, right? He was not under the impression, which believe him or not, that he wasn't a suspect under that warrant, that he was just tied to it because of the drugs found in the house, whatever it may be. What I'm saying is the rarity that is being your brother, your friend, your significant other, whatever the fuck it may be, being raided for CP and not bringing that up in a community like this. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, like to anyone. Like even his close friends, like I would kind of be like, yeah, this crazy thing happened, but like nothing.
Yeah.
All right, but what about this? What about the fact that Edward came into this community as his legal first and last name? He never hid who he was. We're in a community of internet sleuths. This is what we do to find these predators. We look up their information. Anybody had free game to look Edward up and bring this up back then also.
I mean, it's not a terrible point, but then to carry that same logic would mean that everyone here should disclose their full government name so that we can run a 16 to 17 background check on them.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Edward came in here with his full legal name. He wasn't hiding anything. And we're internet sleuths. So if we wanted to check, we had all the ability to.
Now he did.
I see that, but it's also I mean, I see where you're coming from with that argument, but it's also kind of the same argument in terms of doxing, right? If someone gets doxed, you can make the one argument, well, they've already been doxed before, so I'm just doxing them again because people already know. But the truth is that like, well, people that weren't here 3 months ago when so got doxed, they have no idea, right? So like, why would I dox them again just so that the new people coming in know, right? So like to bring that over to your argument, it would be like, well, if he was open about it, then yes, that group of people in the community at that time had the ability to look up that information. But as time went on, I didn't know his name until that shit dropped. You know what I mean?
Is it reasonable though? I mean, other than that, it's not about like showing your name and I guess expecting people to FOIA documents of raids you were in. I'm not really sure what the argument is, but it's kind of like if this crazy thing happens and you tell no one and there's no sound made about it, it's like, and then the only explanation is that you found out that you were in fact a suspect in a YouTube video. That's not suspicious. It's suspicious.
I see your point.
Well,
we don't agree on it. We don't see eye to eye, but it's okay.
Happen on his channel. Ed is letting this discussion happen on his channel. How many people do that? Right, Don Diva?
Well, before,
That's true too.
Well, before though, I mean, it was being made that that we're in some way in some kind of wrong trying to do something to Ed for whatever reason, and this is I think that we have reasonable suspicion based on what we've heard. It's like, and again, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if even Ed would believe that if someone like found out they were a suspect in a child porn investigation on a YouTube video. I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, that is pretty
plausible.
Crazy, but it is. Here's my name and looked into all of theirs and told everyone what I found. Well, good for you, PHI.
So I'm gonna.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'm gonna dip, but I do to go on to Mitch's point. So like my main reason of coming up here, guys, is like I think it's just once you get to the arguments of semantics and the hearsay, like there's not much there. I think you need to focus on what's known, what can be proven, and discuss it from that standpoint. Not the, well, are you sure you remembered, or are you sure you didn't? Right? Like you have to take what's on the table. Is what
Well,
I'm getting at.
no,
That's
well,
that's
I'll
the
say it this
reason
way though, but it's like also right, like we know and we don't know what we don't know. But I would also kind of add, what's wrong with questioning what's questionable?
No, I agree. I absolutely agree with that,
And
Ryan. That's a good point. I think
that's certainly
but
more
then,
than what I'm doing.
But if you're not going to get an answer out of it, right? Asking the same question over and over, and I can't say I wasn't listening to the whole panel. I don't know if that's what was happening.
We're
I'm just
finding
saying.
those discrepancies.
Yeah, and I think that's
don't add up, and there's certainly a value gain from that. I mean, if you're going to basically, it's kind of like when, like, let's say there's an interrogator interrogating a suspect, and they find discrepancies, and then it clearly shows there's something not in line with the truth.
No, that's a good point, right? I mean, when you watch like JCS videos, right? They say part of the read technique is asking the timeline multiple times, right? So that you can identify discrepancies within that timeline. So yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. But then you can make the point, and I know I'm fence hopping here like a little son of a bitch, but you can make the point that Ed is bringing some validity if he's allowing these discussions and answering these questions, from time to time. That he potentially is not concerned about hiding something, right? So I just want to throw that out there. Now, one question I got is this, because I hopefully will have a discussion with Sam over on Sunday. I hope so. I got a bunch going on in my life right now, but
that needs to happen.
But Ed, I got one question for you. Answer it if you want to, or if you don't. But I have a little clip of you. Most people know about it, but of you jumping up on Ray's stream. I can give you the exact date, but it was after the Florida stuff. And you had asked him in the chat, if he felt bad about arguing or urging you to go onto the trip.
Right. Yeah. So what's the question?
Like, was that true or not? Or
did he get kicked or something?
He didn't ask his question. You didn't ask it.
Yeah, I know.
I think that was an intended cliffhanger, and that whole thing was like a promotional thing for his channel.
Yeah, I did see
you cut out again.
Trip in general, I would say.
Anyway, everyone go to Tommy Boy's channel. When was it again? This next documentary? Tommy Boy, you're breaking up.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can. Yes, ask it quickly.
Sorry, it's this fucking European. Later in the afternoon, it gets terrible. Did you disclose? You said you asked him why he urged you on the trip. Why, if he regrets urging you to go on the trip. Question is, did you disclose to him that there may be some stuff coming out about you, or that you may have some?
I called him from the airport the day the video came out. That was the day I flew out. I called him from the airport and asked him if he still wanted me to go on the trip, and he urged me to go on the trip.
Okay. See. So Ray, and I don't have any clips. I don't have anything. I don't have anything from Ed, and that's where I'll say Ed's more difficult to dig up shit on than these other people are. Like Ray, weird ass fucking dude. Sam talks out both sides of his mouth. I got a bunch of clips on that, Sam. And Ed, I can't find that, but both Ray and Sam have disclosed that they had no idea about this information coming out until Ed was already in Florida and Ray was already in Florida, and that was not the case.
No, that's not true. Maybe for Sam, if Sam didn't see the video, but Ray had seen the video, and I specifically asked him if he still wanted me to go on the trip, and he told me yes to come on the trip.
So yeah. So I'm just saying, there's that's what I was trying to get at. I know people were upset with me for kind of being a bit of a dick in the chat the other night with Sam up there, but there's some things that have been said in multiple different ways from Ray and from Sam, and they're both welcome on Sunday. Tell you the truth,
but I didn't speak to Sam before I got on the plane, but I did speak to Ray. I'll say that, Tommy Boy.
Yeah. I figured that.
Speaking of Ray, I've seen a lot of people make mention of the Tommy Boy's documentary about him.
So I mean, the funny thing is I wasn't going to make one, but now then once I started digging into this Florida stuff, I'm deciding either between making just a long video or doing the interview with Sam. And the interview with Sam is not.
Let's see, there's a question. Can someone remind me the results of the raid? They found Ed's meth, took his devices. What happened to his brother? I don't know the answer to that. Did they find anything from his brother regarding CP? So I don't know anything about any findings of CP, but it's kind of like, because there's suspects and it's ongoing, you can't really go either way with it. You can't say that they found nothing or something, because it's just that entire situation is a pending matter. Oh yeah, did he say that? Did he? Yeah, I think he said that. Did he say that? When did he say that? I'm forgetting. He didn't. Did he say that in that phone call with Alex or? Shit. I think you gotta go back to that. Hold on. Um. All right, I'm gonna dig for that. Yeah, it's Haystack. Haystack Sniper should have that for you. Let's actually go to that. So I got permission from Haystack Sniper, preemptively. I think for the same video. So hold on, let me figure this out. Share screen.
That's so. So why
So
not?
okay, so when about does he say that?
Not her if she was living there.
Because she's 70 years old and didn't have no fucking drugs.
Right, but we also heard that everybody in the house just was instantly listed as a suspect, and why would they leave your mom off that? And on top of that, why would they not confiscate a laptop? Like they didn't take her device. They didn't take any of her devices. They only took you and your brothers. And I mean,
I can. Hold on, the transcript. Let's see. Transcripts. Okay, where though? Where? I don't see it. Oh, show transcript. All right, hold on. All right, let's read this. So, you and your brothers, I mean, asked a couple of times. I think it's around here.
but when it's a raid for CP, they take every device in the house. I mean, I can tell you from experience with Justin Cripps, I'm sure you know who that is, that, and this is what cops have told me, they look at every device in the house, but they did not look at your mom's. They only looked at you and your brothers. I mean, do you have an explanation for that?
Probably no, you don't have CP.
Okay.
2830. Okay.
I mean,
2830. 2830. Let's
Edward, you understand when.
Okay, we'll have 20.
There was a big a lot, enough for like 5 counts or something. I don't know.
But yeah, hold on. I'm trying to think where.
There was a big a lot, enough for like 5 counts or something. I don't know.
Like it's not exactly that. I'm just trying to.
What's he talking about meth or CP though? Hold on.
God damn, I really.
They said it'd be enough for like 5 counts. So I mean.
Okay. I mean, just question you about what your brother may have did.
No.
No. Okay. Well, I mean, what did your brother tell you?
Said that he's fucking, it's all bullshit, and I don't know. Yeah, pretty much it's all bullshit. Thank you.
I mean, how many images did they accuse him of?
Oh,
I forget what they said. I think they said it was enough for like 5 charges, I guess.
so wait,
Because
talking about the CP because he said 5 counts about images.
I know, God, I forgot where. God damn, I really.
They said it'd be enough for like 5 counts. So I mean,
Okay. I mean, I really forgot where I read this. I know it was recently though. Oh my God, where was I reading this? I know it wasn't online, was it? Okay.
So I don't know if it's like 5 images.
Well, no. It's not exactly that. I'm just trying to. Where did? Oh my God!
He said there was a lot enough for like 5 counts or something. I don't know.
But yeah, hold on. I'm trying to think where. Oh my God! I heard. Dude, was it?
Yeah, so I think we'll go back to the stream.
Going to be a debate. I'm not there to debate. I'm there to clarify, and I would like Sam to be honest with things. And when push comes to shove, guys, I'll be completely honest with you. Here's the spoiler alert. This has nothing to do with, because you guys, hopefully you guys know kind of who I am at this point, is that this has nothing to do with Ed or JT being on the trip. However the fuck Sam wants to spend his money, he can do so. What I do care about is deceiving the public, saying one thing to the public, right? Like that, you know, Ray was already in Florida when all this news broke, you know, that sort of shit. That's what I care about. What I care about is them planning out this whole trip, and then it being a complete nightmare, and you having 2 guys pointing the finger at each other in terms of who should be submitting evidence. There's discrepancies between that they contacted the police before the catches, they contacted the police during the catches, they contacted them after the catches. Those are the things I'm going to be asking questions about. How Sam wants to spend his money is up to him. He can invite whoever. I thought Cap made an extremely good point, that it would have been really cool to have like Alex and see this kind of mending thing go on over a trip like that. That's a really cool idea.
But I can answer part of that. The reason why JT Colfax was there is because I made a suggestion to Sam to bring JT Colfax because I think this would be, you know, and it was a great experience for JT Colfax to go on these catches and you know, work in collaboration with a group of people for, you know. So it was my suggestion to Sam that JT Colfax should be there when it was like last minute kind of, and we had, you know, extra space and all that. So
yeah, and again, JT's has probably said it the best, right? Like I heard him say it when he first went live, when he first came back, just, you know, a week or so ago, where he's like, listen, you wouldn't have taken the trip? Like, fuck yeah, I would have. Like, yeah, if I got somebody to offer to take me and go on this fucking trip, and you guys had a bunch of, you know, preds lined up and I can kind of be a fly on the wall, fuck yeah, I would have taken that. Most people would have, sorry. So I'm not gonna hold that against either of you. What I do hold against mainly is those two, is the deception when answered and then pressed on those things, especially about big ticket things, you know, and it got glossed over. But and this is a big point. This is something that we should all discuss as a community, but like exposure versus conviction. No one, like Sam makes the argument about those tapes being live. Dude, how many people saw those lives versus how many people have to catch the streams after the fact, right? So like, those are the things I want to discuss. I've overtaken this panel. I apologize. Ryan, I don't know what you were smoking on today, but you are very mellow-mannered, and I greatly appreciate it, and I'm very happy to see it. Not that I'm your father, or I'm acting like your father, or I'm better than you, but I'm just saying I was impressed by your demeanor.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
So whatever cocktail meds you're on, handicap, right?
Don't say that. No, he's just doing. I think, and Ed's been good too. This is not an easy thing. So good on you guys. This is what I like to see. This is good dialogue.
It's been a pleasure, Tommy.
Yeah, guys. So take care, guys. Have a good weekend, and hopefully I'll see you all on Sunday.
Yeah. So I guess like a final question or whatever. But like, did you think that the reaction was in any kind of wrong towards you, given the circumstances?
Wasn't that asked and answered like 50 times? No.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like you say that, but originally, like you and kind of your team was saying that.
Okay, originally it was. Well, originally I said the same thing then as I said now, right? I got raided. And I'm tired of say it every 5 seconds. It seems like I was arrested for drugs, and that's it. And if that's not good enough for people, then really, then go fuck yourself. And it remains that today. That's how I still feel today about it. But is what you guys said it unreasonable? No. Everyone can make their own judgments, their own inferments, their own whatever they want to make. It's been 2 months now, I think, and
yeah, that's been out. But it's kind of like
April 12th is when the video came out, right? So
yeah, I guess like where like there's any question lying, it's based on kind of why the police would raid a home and suspect CP, like just any home, with no explanation given. That's what I think people are gonna probably struggle with. Kind of rightfully so. That's what I'm gonna struggle with.
What explanation was he supposed to give, man? He found out at the same time we did.
Well, I guess like it was true that there was a tip brought in by, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
He didn't know that. How would you know?
On the government, on the document.
Okay.
And I guess the question would be why that would be, because that just does. I feel like that just doesn't happen, especially not enough to warrant a raid. I mean,
we see people swatted all the time, right?
So well, I mean, that's the question.
Say this person has a gun, go to his house.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying here. Is like I've tried to weigh every single scenario to make the picture fit. Like maybe he was swatted, maybe he was, and then the question would be like, all right, so would there be a reason that you would be swatted? Do you think you were swatted? And basically, what it came down to was he said that there was no reason for him to be swatted at all, and he didn't think he was swatted. So yeah.
Questions, they show up with a task force and they ask questions later, and sometimes they'll shoot your dog, and we're at like Ruby Ridge, they'll shoot you and your family.
I mean, you mean SWAT in the
questions later?
Yeah, I mean, you mean SWAT in the sense that someone like basically calls in on you and says like, oh, you were they're saying like that you had CP or whatever, and then they raided your house, this or that, right? Something like that, right?
Yeah. Why should we believe that
well, I guess, yeah. So I mean,
when they say you have a gun in your house or you have CP in your house,
yeah. So I kind of beg the question. I mean, yeah. So I kind of beg the question, like, is that what happened?
Honestly, Michael Beverly, no, I don't want to be, but I'm only still here because of the friends that I have here that really can't go anywhere else because they'll get hated on by all of the other channels because they chose to, stand by me instead of go the way of the crowd, you should say. But I will say that, no, I don't want to be here anymore. But I'm here for that reason and that reason alone.
Yeah, well, if I go live, I'll be civil with anyone that wants to kind of push back. But yeah, I guess like as far as like to respond to the swatting thing, I guess like the question is that what happened? I mean, is there a reason that would happen? I mean, and there, I guess that wasn't. I guess you said that there was no reason that would happen, right? Or you don't know of a reason that would happen.
I don't know. I don't know the reason. Why? Do I know the reason the house got raided? I fucking answered that 50 times too. No, Ryan, I don't.
Yeah, so you have no idea. So you don't have a reason to think that you were swatted. Like someone just called on Ed, like 3 years ago when, I mean, you weren't.
People that are swatted, do they typically get search warrants for people that are swatted?
Yeah, so you weren't swatted, right? You don't think you're swatted?
They have search warrants, so I guess not, right?
Yeah, so yeah, respond to Mitch's argument. Like that's kind of you. So it's likely you were not swatted. So
Ryan, what do you want me to say? I'll say whatever you want me to say at this point. What do you want me to say? I got to go to fucking work. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Oh yeah, I mean, just saying that this was not the result of you getting swatted. I mean, that's just what I'm establishing here.
Did I say I was swatted? I have not said that once.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus
So as far
Christ.
as
Just gotta go to
What else
work.
could it be?
that's a good question.
You're swatted or you're guilty. Like, why else would a report come in from NCMEC?
That's on you, but
Bobby wants to link. Come on, Bobby.
no, but like okay, so I guess
Bro, what do you want me to say?
I don't want you to say anything. It's like just saying like, all right, so it's kind of clear we're establishing like
I
there'd be
don't know
no
where the
reason.
tip came from. It was a tip to NCMEC. Now, if you consider that swatting, maybe it's swatting. I don't know. They got a search warrant and they came in.
I mean, you said there was no reason for someone to swat you, so it's like we're kind of establishing it's not a swatting situation.
Bobby,
kind of
what's
like,
going on?
if you weren't set up, then what?
Hang on, we only got a few minutes. You have plenty of time to talk, Ryan. Let's let Bobby speak.
Yeah.
I got 3 or 4 questions for you, Edward. You ain't never lied to me.
Go ahead.
At least not that I know of. Did you have CP on your phone?
No, sir.
Are you charged with CP?
No, sir.
You got a drug charge, right?
Yes, sir.
You told me that a long time ago.
Yes, sir, I did.
So you didn't have CP on your phone. You're not charged with CP. You got a drug charge.
Yes, sir.
Now, the most important question I got to ask you is, who is the worst umpire in baseball?
Angel Hernandez.
You've not lied to me on any of the questions I've asked you.
Nope.
There you go. All this stuff, we've gone over this for the last, I don't know how many months we've gone over it now. It seems like we've gone over it for the last 10 years in the last month.
Right. Rightfully so, right?
You're charged with a drug charge. I'm sure there's a whole lot of people in this community who have had drug charges.
Right.
And I'm just tired of hearing all this dragging. We could ask questions till the cows come home. And we get in the same answer. I stopped doing panels a long time ago, weeks ago, because I'm tired of hearing you get dragged. I'm tired of all this dragging.
You think this is getting dragged?
What? Okay. What have you asked today, Ryan, that you haven't already asked and that you didn't already know the answer to?
I mean, I'm asking questions that I have that are rightfully so.
Right. That you've asked for the last month.
Yeah, because it's like if it's kind of like if you're noticing discrepancies, you re-ask the same question to see what clarification
I don't think Ed has said a whole lot of discrepancies.
You know,
I think Tommy Boy addressed the discrepancy.
So he said he didn't think there were any discrepancies. So I had no choice but to just basically insult him for that. That was my only reaction.
The discrepancy that Tommy Boy addressed is not with Ed.
So you believe someone can find out that they were a suspect in a CP investigation on a YouTube video, like that, whether they took your laptop or not? That's, I guess he's saying now that there was no laptop. And third thing is,
give me just a minute. I'll get back with you on that. Edward, how did you find out that you was a suspect in a CP case?
In that YouTube video, I found
it. Fun fact: Nevermore actually did the voice for the Jeep and cars, for the tow truck and cars. Some people may not know that.
I knew the house was raided for CP, Bobby, but I didn't know that I was a suspect in it because I was arrested for drugs at that time.
Exactly. Okay. There you go, Ryan. There's your answer.
So that just makes sense for you. You just believe that. That sounds like.
I believe it because Edward has never been a liar to me, Brian. I believe that.
Well, Nevermore. When you told Ed,
I mean,
even if he was guilty, you would still support him. Were you saying that to just debate him, or do you really mean that?
If he's found, first off, he's not charged with that. But if he was charged with CP, I heard Edward said something I totally disagreed with earlier. I listened to it, and he said that if his brother was found guilty of CP, he would disown him. Now, I disagree with Edward there because he shouldn't disown his brother. He doesn't have to like what his brother did. He can disown what his brother did, but that's still your brother, Edward, if he was to be found guilty of that. And I don't believe he's charged with that either. Is he?
I would have done.
No, he's not charged with that either. Did I say disown or did I say denounce?
Denouncing. I think you said denounce. I may have used the wrong word there. I believe you did say denounce. You can denounce what he did without denouncing him.
Right. That's what I meant.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, Bobby. I would, if it was me, I would say I would start at disowning, and I can't really say on air what I would do after if it was my brother.
But
if it was my brother, like I would have no qualms about executing him. And I feel like all men should feel that way. Maybe women.
I mean, jerk off over little kids is like something where it's like it would start at disowning, but you don't want to know like what.
No, obviously I don't, because I'm a much more forgiving person than you are.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I can separate what the person does. I can separate what the person does from the person.
Yeah, if you jerk off over little kids,
and if somebody is found guilty of CP, yeah, it's bad, it's wrong. But I couldn't denounce my brother. I couldn't disown my brother because I don't have to like it. But I would visit him in prison.
I feel nauseous.
Hopefully you don't like it.
I would visit him in prison every chance I could.
Wow.
That's the same thing you told Ed.
Say that again?
And then, that's the same thing you told Ed, and right before you went on the panel and dragged him, right?
I quit dragging Edward a long time ago. I haven't dragged anybody. And the stuff with Ray, I don't like what Ray. I don't even know what Ray's done. But Ray's still my friend. I can separate what a person's done from the person. I can still love the person and hate what the person's done.
So you would still love your brother?
Yes, sir. Ever who just asked me would I still love my brother? Yes, sir. In a New York minute, I would.
Wow.
I'm just gonna leave this here for a while. Yeah. So this is the voice actor of Tow Truck Cars. So yeah, he made some points, kind of disagreed with. This fight will never more, but you keep flip-flopping, so your words don't mean much at this point. Yeah. But now, back to the video. Yeah, so just picture it, all right?
This isn't Christianity, though. Don't act like this is you're speaking on.
I'm not acting like it's. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you.
No, I mean I'm not making a thing.
Separate what the person has done, and I can hate what the person's done and still love the person.
That's the difference between Nevermore and a lot of other people. Nevermore isn't like just Christianity on Sundays. Nevermore is a pastor. Nevermore is
on my side.
Somebody that is going to follow.
I'm glad I'm not religious, because religious is
and crooked branches the good Lord used. Read the Bible. There's no perfect people. Man, if you want to talk about some sin, David, a man after God's own heart.
So I have a question.
He was one of the worst people in the Bible.
Well, I see why people like Ryan, who aren't religious, would be turned off from religion, because people like Nevermore are pastors.
I'll put it this way: if it's God's teaching to love people that jerk off over little kids, even if they're your brother, I would want to support the devil. Even if I didn't, I would.
Yeah, just remember. Hold on. Let's do a voice comparison, side by side, within the confines of fair use. Let's just do it. Hold on.
Mater, Tow Mater, that's who is here to help you. Hey, Otis.
Hey, Mater. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought I could make it this time, but... Smooth like pudding, huh? Who am I kidding? I'll always be a lemon.
Well, daggum, you leaking oil again. Must be your gasket. Hey, look on the bright side. This is your 10th tow this month, so that means it's on the house.
You're the only one that's nice to lemons like me, Mater.
Hey, don't sweat it. Shoot, these things happen to everybody, Otis.
But you never leak oil.
Yeah, but I ain't perfect. Don't tell nobody.
Well, okay, so hold on. And now we go back to the stream.
I would just like publicly be like, I'm with Satan. I'm with the devil. He's the spirit.
I'm not saying that people who jerk off over little kids. I'm not saying that's right, Ryan.
Yeah, but you're saying you would still love the person. No, I would
You have to,
hate
Ryan.
the person.
You have to.
No, I don't believe in your wizard like you. Like I don't believe in a crazy god. I mean that.
Well, my God's not a wizard.
Well, your God's full of shit.
My God holds me up over the fires of hell every day.
Your God apparently. Your God
if
apparently.
it wasn't for him holding me up over that, I would be in those fires.
I would rather be in the fires than worship a disgusting God that believes in still loving people that jerk off over little kids. That would make me want to be in the fires. I would worship the devil.
Well, I can love
if I could pick.
I can hate what the person's done, and I can still love the person.
That's crazy.
And I would not denounce my brother. I would hate what my brother's done, but I would see him. I would visit him in prison every chance, every visiting day that I could be there. I would be there.
And the towel would be on.
And Edward is not a CP. Edward has not been charged with CP. He didn't have CP on his phone. I know that because he just told me that. And Edward didn't lie to me. I don't believe he's a liar at all. I do not believe he's a liar. And he just told me he didn't have CP on his phone. And I have no reason to think he lied to me.
Yeah, and you believe the Bible because the Bible never lied to you either, right?
It's not lied to me yet.
Yep, the Bible's right because the Bible said the Bible's right.
Say that again.
The Bible's right because the Bible said the Bible's right. How could it be wrong?
I don't know that the Bible said the Bible's right.
Ryan,
but
you can't use this as like confirmation bias proof that Christianity is bad. Nevermore, you had some rift with the church at some point, right? You had some rift with the church, some kind of fallout, right?
No, sir.
Do you still preach or do you still attend church?
I attend. Yes, sir.
Are you
I'm on sabbatical from preaching because I'm writing right now, and but I believe just as much right now as I ever did.
And have you ever brought this? Have you ever brought this Edward thing to the elders at church? Or
I have no reason to. I have no reason to bring that to the elders at church. As a pastor, I'm over the elders at church. Oh, wow. And as far as what you said, the Edward thing goes, that would be something that Edward has to work out with God. But I will tell you right now that if Edward was charged with CP right now, if he had a charge of CP against him, Edward would still be my friend.
And you're a Christian, right? You identify as Christian.
Will be on the house.
Yes, sir.
And you believe Jesus is God?
I do. I believe in the Holy Trinity. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean that's why I can definitely say that's one of the reasons why I'm not religious, stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable and justifiable for us to continue to ask very reasonable questions and to keep asking the same question, because it'll eventually apply more pressure and it'll show more discrepancies and kind of more how the answers don't line up.
But he's not showing discrepancies.
Oh wait, so after he said this, that kind of set me off. Where he said, but he's not showing any discrepancies. I kind of low key insult him.
I mean, I don't expect people. I don't expect someone like you to be able to see that there's no discrepancies, but I'll just kind of leave that there.
Repeat that again.
I don't know. Honestly, based on other things he said, I don't expect you to be able to see the discrepancies that are clearly there.
And why not?
I mean, because I guess you'll just believe, like, a book that a guy in the sky is right, and that if you
let's get something straight between me and you, little man. I have a 120-hour master's degree. I'm not dumb. I've studied philosophy. I've studied many things.
Sorry, your argument, but you have really
hold up, little man. Well, hold up, little boy. You're gonna let me finish now. I'm not ignorant like you seem to be. I've listened to Edward. Go back and listen to every stream that he's been. Listen. Go back and listen to every stream that he has talked about this on, and write down the discrepancies.
They're
Yeah,
not that.
I hope they didn't take the laptop, but now he's saying he doesn't have a laptop.
Maybe there was a laptop in the house. It doesn't necessarily mean it was his. He
Agreeing with
said
the narrative.
he said they didn't take his mom's cell phone.
Yeah, and also at the time he was agreeing with the narrative that look, everyone in the house would, have their devices taken, but didn't even mention that they didn't take the mother's device. So when that would come out, that would show another discrepancy, and that's clearly a discrepancy. The discrepancy of him living with his brother when he denied it. The discrepancy of, and basically this kind of destroys credibility.
He said he was, he said he was just moving in with his brother.
He lived there. He admitted he lived there in the Callaway house.
I said that I was half and half. I still had my apartment, but I was moving back in. So I was
That's
staying
exactly
there.
what he said. He was moving back in. He was moving in with his brother.
Well, what is this line of questioning even? Like, Nevermore said that even if Ed was guilty, he would still support him. He would treat him as his brother,
If Edward was guilty of CP, and if Edward was found guilty if he was charged with CP, hypothetically speaking, if he was charged with CP, and hypothetically speaking, he went to court and was found guilty of CP, and if I lived in Texas, I would visit Edward in prison.
Wow. So what is the incentive for Ed to not engage in CP then? If it doesn't matter to you.
Every once in a while, we have to go back to this.
I think my rust is starting to show through.
Hey, is Lightning McQueen back yet?
Not yet.
He must be crazy excited about winning his 4th Piston Cup 4. Wow.
Yeah, we're so dadgum proud of him. I sure wish he'd hurry up and get back, because we got a whole summer's worth of best friend fun to make up for. Just me and...
Oh, Lightning, welcome home.
Good to have you back, honey.
Congratulations, man.
Welcome home, soldier. The place wasn't the same without you, son.
What? Did he go somewhere?
It's good to be home, everybody.
Hey, how far did you make it this time, Otis?
Yeah. But go back to the other one. All right, to keep the voice comparison.
Because Ed's got morals, his incentive not to engage in CP is because I hope Ed has enough morals.
Is that even a question?
No, hypothetically, Ed. I did not mean you. I'm talking philosophically. Nevermore said that he was a student of philosophy, right? So
yes, sir.
Take Ed out of the equation. We're talking hypothetically. If one, what is the incentive for one to not engage in such degeneracy if their social circle will treat them the same one way or the other? If society at large will treat them.
Yeah, and I guess the prison guards should just forgive him too, and then just let him out, right?
Because if he's charged, if hypothetically speaking, if he was to be charged and found guilty of CP, he's going to go to jail. He will.
You would still visit him. In other words, you don't want to create.
What if he says sorry?
You don't. Yeah, you don't want to create.
I heard 2 questions.
Him, right?
Say that again.
You don't want to create consequences for Ed, even if he were guilty, because you would still visit him every day and treat him as a friend. Treat him exactly the same, right?
If he was found, hypothetically speaking, if he was to be found guilty of CP and go to prison, I would visit him in prison if I was in Texas when they had Visiting Day. I don't know how that works in prison, but I would visit him.
That to me means you're expressing to the rest of us that you would not judge Ed any different. In other words, there would be no consequences to his conviction on trial.
Why would I not judge him any different? He's in prison. He would be paying his debt to society by living his life behind bars.
Okay.
Do you think that a person who lives their life behind bars should not have a visitor?
No, that's what I'm trying to get to. Do you believe
I'm asking you.
Oh no, and no, I agree. Yeah, he should be allowed. That's a humane thing to do. But I don't know, a child predator.
So why would if that's a humane thing to do for somebody like that? If it's a humane thing to do to allow them to have visitors, would it not be a humane thing for me to do? To visit them?
You clarified that he had paid his debt to society, and that's how you felt.
He would be paying his debt to society.
You think just being in jail was paying your debt to society after jerking off over little kids?
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, I would.
What I'm saying is,
nothing you can do.
Whatever the sentence line that come down, I'm just saying behind bars. I don't know what the sentence for something like that is. I'm just saying
that would pay your debt.
just because we can separate what a person's done from the person, and we can go treat a person humanely. We can go in and talk to a person. Maybe you go in and say something. You might be the change that person needs in their life. Something you say might be the change that helps that person that you go visit behind bars, Ryan.
This is another thing. You think you can change from that? You're not
I
just
think you
evil?
can change from anything.
Wow. I mean, from jerking off over little kids, and you can just change from that. Well, from any, if you want to say like the whole like, if you have a master's degree, like you should
Hey, Ryan,
look into that.
look,
No,
you
I'm going
jerk
to answer
off
you.
over-
You should
jerk
actually look
off over-
into how
you jerk off
unrehabilitatable
over older
rehabilitation
women, and
statistics
your
with
dick goes limp.
pedophilia.
You can't do that, so I guess you changed.
No, I think
Wait
you
a
should look
second.
into how much people that commit crimes like this are that the crime they commit are considered personality disorders, and if they're extremely they have extremely high recidivism rate, and it's extremely high.
I totally agree. They have
Even
a
if
high
you agree, then
rate. I agree with you,
But
but
you-
it's not 100%.
You can't compare Ryan's
That rate's not
you can't-
100%, is it, Ryan?
You can't compare Ryan's granny fetish over to the exploitation of children, though.
Wait,
And then
what?
what I said, his granny fetish, if
Ryan,
his
no one's
dick goes
judging. No
limp,
one's
he's
judging.
changed because he can't jack off over him anymore.
Wait, I'm like completely lost.
That's a good way to put it. When
Exactly right, Ryan. You are.
When Ryan boils it down, to jerking off little kids, like, think about that, dude. It's unthinkable for the average person. Unthinkable. If you are like that, there's no cure for you. Like, we need to get you away. Like,
Away
preferably-
where? Get him away where, Mitch? Where are you gonna get him away to?
Right. Why I can't.
You can say it. Go ahead. Okay. I understand what you're saying by not saying it. Okay. I think I know what you're getting at. Okay. If that is the punishment, that's the punishment. Okay.
There's no punishment you could ever serve that would ever that could ever pay the debt.
Ryan, I think you missed what Mitch was saying. By not saying what he said, I think I know what you're saying, Mitch.
Mitch is saying capital punishment should be the option, and it really should be. But if that's the punishment, that would be the punishment, you know?
And if that's the punishment, that's the punishment, and I have no problem with it.
It's like Bible's right.
Okay, wait. Are we distinguishing between
Bible
people
says
who,
what's right?
you know?
Are you wait a minute, Mitch.
Right.
Are you talking about a lynch mob, or are you talking about going through the court system?
Always due process, right? Always
due process. Okay. And the due process, if capital punishment is the sentence, I have no problem with it.
But then again, is it proven that is a deterrent? Is any from a catcher? I would love.
If
PHI is still in the chat, like a pedo becomes a pedo, is the fact that the death penalty is on the table. Is that going to stop anyone from being a pedo?
I doubt it. I honestly do.
No, because capital punishment is not a deterrent for murder currently.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, look at our murder rates, and capital punishment was never a deterrent to that. And all.
PHI says no, it will not stop them, and she says that with confidence. She doesn't say I think or maybe or information suggests. She's fully confident of that.
Say it again, Mitch, because I think the chat.
PHI says no, it will not stop them. And my question was, if the death penalty is on the table, will that stop any of the chomos? And she says with all confidence, not like I think or the data suggests. She's 100% sure. This is a person who's gone on countless catches, and she says,
right.
She says no, it's not going to help. It's not going to stop them if the death penalty is on the table. So what?
But it will stop that one person. Hypothetically speaking, if Joe Dirt that lives down the road from me, if he come out to be a pedo and he had the death penalty, it would at least stop that one person, him.
Right.
But whether it would stop anymore, I mean, I know. I think Alex or Tommy, one of those guys caught somebody. I think maybe for the third or fourth time, not long ago. So there's not much of a deterrent out there. And in most places, you guys see the catches. They catch somebody and, they're right back out on the street, the next day. And
what about chemical castration? They used to do
castration only works as long as they keep on taking injections, which they can't just keep on. Hey, come back every month to get your injection. It's not feasible. It's not reasonable to think the chemical castration will be, a reasonable option for people to take.
That's chemical castration. But physical castration might be.
That could be. Yeah, that's a good. That's something that could happen.
I mean, I have all my animals are always spayed and neutered, and I've never had a new.
We should neuter that. We should neuter all these people on Grinder. You're saying?
Yeah, is my audio coming in any kind of way? My phone's kind of overheating.
No, we can hear you, Ryan.
My phone's overheating. I don't know if I'm coming in clearly.
We can hear
We
you,
hear
Ryan.
you.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was your Ryan phone temperature update.
Let me just say this.
Yeah, just make me
You know, Ryan, I've always believed this. I still do believe this to this day. I think a really
Phone temperature.
Yeah, it's hard to hear. I don't know if I'm coming in clear, but it's hard for me to hear. Let me see.
Okay, how about now, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that.
Let me change earpieces. Hold on.
No, it's not you. I think it's my end. Let me figure this out.
Oh. Okay. All right.
How
Well,
about this?
I'll try and say it quick and louder then. I firmly believe that you're really an intelligent person. I know that.
Okay, so I'm backstage. Hold on. Okay.
He's in there twice.
All right, hold on. I'm on my computer. Am I good?
Yeah, we hear.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, my phone was about to rage quit on me. But yeah, I kind of just heard Don Diva talking, and yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a joke or not. Scrapples. But now I'm on my computer, so it's not as mad.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. I have to go out and try and reconnect my Bluetooth. Hold on.
My phone's hitting the red button.
What does that mean?
It's just my phone's just throwing a temper tantrum. It just it can't get out. It's having trouble expressing its anger. It's just yeah. It's starting to take it out of my hand that I'm holding.
Oh, okay.
Make it difficult for me to hear the audio. I don't know. Was I coming in scrappily or I don't know.
I don't think you were coming in at all. Like you were silent for a long time, and then you just came in as, "Can anyone hear me?" My phone's dying.
Oh, yeah. So now I'm good. Yeah, now I can. Now I'm on my computer. So.
So you had some thoughts about what you were hearing?
Okay, I think I'm back.
Yeah. So now I am here. I am present. I am all the way here.
So are we still talking about Ed? Or are we ready to move on to
Okay,
Jonathan
so-
Robbins?
No, I think I was talking to Ryan real quick.
Okay.
But Ryan, I've watched you over the years. I've spoke to you time.
Oh wait, so that was your on your end, your audio. So is that for everyone else?
Yeah, she cut out. We can hear.
Oh, because I thought that was my phone. Result of my phone.
Oh, it was her.
Yeah.
My phone is dying, so I don't know if my Bluetooth connection
So I
is
guess
strong.
it got interrupted here.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, for the fifth time, I've watched you over the years, Ryan, and I know you're a super intelligent young man. But the lack of common sense sometimes when we're on this subject befuddles me, Ryan, because of how smart you are. And the resources you have.
Well, what misstep did I make? Oh wow, I'm not hearing anything.
Is she pulling some kind of Tommy voice out?
You there?
Yeah, you
No,
don't have to do it
I'm-
all the time. Just
I'm
explain where I'm. I can take heat. My phone can't take the heat.
It's not about giving you heat in this particular instance. It's not. I know you're an intelligent person. I don't understand where some of the comments come from that you make,
Such as?
pertaining to this subject of, not knowing what document you were looking at, or not knowing what a search warrant is, or, certain other things. And it gets me because if you think back, you and I have some very similar resources, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, I mean,
there's
I think I'm
really
applying
great people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think I'm applying how it works to the situation. Is that it's like, I mean, given his own account of events, is questioning that if he knew about it, like why didn't he tell like anyone, and just major questionable things. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what you're taking issue with, but
I didn't take issue with the last comment you just made. It was some of the other comments, like I mentioned to you, about the so-called document that you're talking about. And I know you said you would share it with me, so I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I mean,
But
I have
not
it.
knowing the
Yeah.
name, or not knowing what a search warrant is, or
I know what a search warrant is.
purpose.
I mean, as far as like you mean the name of a file attachment, I mean, I certainly don't have that offhand. I have the document ready. Did I make a comment saying I didn't know what a search warrant was? I don't understand.
Right, that's fine. I told you I would reach out to you, and
I mean, that is.
But as I said,
But I mean, it's a
there's been
document.
other.
Basically, it's an incident report that's been out there for some time.
Yeah, I've seen so many of them go around, though, Ryan. I can't pinpoint which particular one you're talking about in this very moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When did I say I didn't know what a search warrant was? I'm not sure when that came up.
When I first came in.
Okay, I just heard just when I first came in, and then it cut out.
Yep, my phone is dying, and every time the screen goes to standby mode, I think it cuts me out from you hearing me. I have it plugged in. I can only do what I could do. I apologize, though.
Yeah, so I will say the incident report was forwarded not by me, but from someone else, and it just gets sent to me. That which is the same document that's already been out, but it was within correspondence of the Attorney General. Yeah.
Okay, all right. As I said, there's been quite a few of them that flew around. So without seeing it in front of me, I don't want to, say the wrong thing, or have someone try and rip me apart for using the wrong words.
Yeah, I would definitely advise.
Things,
if you haven't seen that document, that you would want to see the document before.
I didn't say I haven't seen it. All I'm saying is I don't know what document you're specifically talking about.
I mean, the one where it says he's listed as a suspect of child porn possession. That one.
But there is no document that says he's suspected of being in possession of child porn.
Yeah, it does. It says Esther suspect.
Okay, I'll like I said, I'll have to reach out to you because again, without it in front of me, maybe we're talking about two different things. You know what I mean? And so I'll reach out to you and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, it's easy. I'm not that hard to get along with. Not that hard to deal with.
Yeah, Don Diva, from what I've seen in chat, I don't know if you've been looking, but it seems to be like 100% support for you. So if you just follow your heart, I think you'll be all right.
I appreciate that, guys. I can't see chat. And I've said that a couple times.
You
you guys know. But I appreciate that. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I mean, I'm here to.
I just heard she's not trying to hurt anyone. I didn't think she was trying to hurt anyone, but I'm just referring to the document that has been kind of a topic of discussion for some time, that it does say he's a suspect for possession of
it's a weird ending.
I don't know. But yeah, I think there's like, how much longer is left? Let's see what happens.
Sorry, it went out again. Ryan, I had said I wasn't referring to you, Ryan, when I made that comment. It had absolutely nothing to do with you, that comment. Nothing at all.
Right. I mean, well, what comment? I mean, I don't even know what comment.
When I said I'm easy to get along with, I'm easy to talk to, I'm not here to hurt anyone. I wasn't saying it as if I was accusing you of being here to hurt anyone. That's not what I.
Oh, I mean, either way, if you want to correspond and get the document. My email is watching@nvcap@gmail.com, and my Instagram is @nvcap_is_watching. And I will send you what is to be sent.
Sorry, Ryan, the screen went out again. I heard what you said. Just give me 2 seconds. I need to write down what you said. I'm a lot older and slower and not very tech savvy, I guess. So I gotta write it. I don't know where to write it, and I won't remember it. Okay, so you said is watching NVCap?
Yep, @gmail.com. That'll get to me.
Okay, is watching NVCap at Gmail. Okay.
So we have a follow-up to this.
That works.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you want me to take the other one down? I heard you say 2 of them.
if you want my Instagram, it's @nvcap_is_watching.
Oh, wait. I think.
Or my phone number is 774-285-1761. That's 774-285-1761. But yeah. I think she may have cut out again. But yeah, multiple ways to reach me, and I will offer correspondence of the document.
I did cut out. So I'm sorry. I actually may have your phone number written down somewhere.
Well, Mr. X in chat has a question for Don Diva. Mr. X says,
what's up?
Mr. X says, Don Diva, you've known Ed for a long time and claim to have known him at the time of the raid. Is it not concerning that in all those years that you've known him, he never once brought it up?
He never brought up to me that his brother was charged or under investigation for CP. Edward did tell me that he was arrested for possession of methamphetamine. Is that the answer that you're?
No. So
by the way, and Ed didn't know he was associated with CP charge. All he knew is that there was a raid. He didn't know that there was a paper out there saying, you know what I mean? He didn't know there was anything.
Correct. That is my understanding.
Yeah, Ed didn't know there was anything to disclose. That's what everything is boiling down to. Mr. X, NVCap, Cap, like all these people believe that Ed had something to disclose that he shouldn't, that he should have.
Taking a nap.
And
I don't know.
Don Diva, your understanding is that, and what Ed maintains is that he learned about this, the fact that he was associated with this when that clip got released, just like the rest of us. So what was he supposed to disclose, Mr. X? And PHI and everyone.
Well, that the house he was like, I would have said to someone that the house I was living in got raided for CP. I would be like wondering about that. Okay. And the fact that it was like silence on it in the story that that you found out that you were a suspect, I guess, in a YouTube video. I mean, there are a lot of things that just sound off that are worth questioning.
Did it ever cross your mind once that one day a video would appear on YouTube that says Ed's, your name is on this record associated with this investigation? Are you still there, Ed?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
That never occurred to you. You didn't. Does that make sense, Ryan? This raid happened. It was one day, a couple hours of your life, right, Ed? Years ago.
Yeah, when the police I would remember. That's a memorable couple of hours, and the police are like taking your stuff and looking for CP, and then you don't know why, and then you're living. Then I guess if you didn't do it, then
going on
you're
in
looking
those
at maybe the
hours.
other person, and there's no reason to get swatted, and then you're not sure if they took your laptop or not, and then.
But Ed is involved in these creepy internet communities for probably like way before you ever knew about them, and this is kind of run-of-the-mill stuff. You may not even think to mention it. Well, if it's a swatting type of thing where
I think I already asked
someone got mad at him, reported him to NECMEC, and got him raided.
Well, I asked him, was there any reason to get if he was going to get swatted? And I think we got that answer.
I said a swatted, they would not get a search warrant, right? Don't they just show up at your house?
Well, and we'll go.
Tip to NECMEC could lead to a search warrant, which leads to it. I don't know if that's a swatting,
That's not a swatting.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just using that verbiage as like
swatting.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying like a false report. Let's call it a false report.
Okay, so would there be a reason for anyone to report you on behalf of, send a tip to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to the government to possibly result in you getting swatted? Would there be like any reason to do that?
I wouldn't think so.
Why are we talking about swatting?
So see that because apparently that's a defense that was possible.
But he said it wasn't because of swatting.
Oh yeah, and I agree. He said it wasn't because of swatting. So then what else could it be?
Well, what I can tell you, and I have to be very careful. Oh shit. What I can tell you, and I have to be very careful how I word it and how much information I give, but from what I was told by a trustworthy source, okay, the tip that was called into NECMEC was, or I'm sorry, ICAC, was a tip
NECMEC.
regarding Edward's brother.
No, it wasn't ICAC. It was in. I mean, I don't know if we're referring to the same thing, but it was through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Okay,
and
that's what I said first, NECMEC. Okay, I didn't know if I was
ICAC.
using the wrong acronym. But as I was saying, I trust the person the information came from explicitly, and they said that the call was made in reference to the brother, that the brother is named in the original report that was taken by the call center.
So, do you have any information on this that you can send me?
I can't say trust me. I can't, like I said to you in the beginning, we have similar resources. You're smart enough to figure that one out.
Well, I can't look for something that's not there. So, how do I even know it's there? It exists. As far as I know, like that could just not be true, right?
Sorry, I cut out again. You're right. It could be not true. You don't have to believe me because I can't give you documentation to support that. It's a sealed document. If I show up with it somewhere, especially here, I am in
You're in possession of a sealed document.
So is I don't have the document. I just said that to you.
Well, how did you see the sealed document?
No, I did not see the sealed document.
Oh, okay. How?
I made that quite, Ryan. Let's get this straight.
I don't
right
understand.
Here.
Then how would you even know what it says in the sealed
you
document?
You are not going to twist what I said.
No, so I think that you're
that?
kind of
You
getting a little testy
that?
because now something's not adding up because now you're saying you saw information in a sealed document that you didn't.
No. I never said I saw a sealed document.
So how would you know that?
To you,
that was true?
I cannot. Are you going to let me finish?
Yeah.
Okay. I said to you, we have similar resources, and no, you don't have to believe it because I cannot provide you with a copy of a document that's sealed. I don't have it.
So
and
how did you even know?
Said.
Okay, I'll
so
put it this
don't
way.
Twist
I'm not twisting.
what I said.
But how did you know?
You
okay, I'll put it this way. Hold on.
Hold on a second.
How did you know?
I was told by
know?
a very credible source.
And what is that source?
Like I said to you, I can't give you that information.
You can't disclose the source. Okay. So I mean, how do you? Okay, so however you know what you know. That like okay, so why did you even mention the sealed document? Like, are you saying that someone who you find credible saw that sealed document and they told you and you just believed them for their word? Is that what happened? After cutting out, but
I did. I'm sorry. I said that the information that I believe that I was given, not that I believe I was given, that I believe what was said. Okay, let me reword that. Said that the call was made in reference to the brother Richard.
So someone just said.
Okay, I choose to believe that information. So if that's the question you're asking me, yes, I choose to believe it. It came from a very credible person.
Okay, so you're saying that, so it's not only like hearsay where like you're saying you saw a sealed document, you're believing someone that said they saw a sealed document that you believe is credible.
They didn't say they saw a sealed document.
And none of what you
All they said was that the call was made into NECMEC about the brother Richard, but the document is sealed.
What? Okay, so even
if that's trip me up, Ryan. I don't lie. I
think you've already been tripped up. But like, as far as even if that goes, then why would Ed be a suspect and listed as a suspect in the end after the fact, and not his mother?
Because he was caught. From what I know, he was caught in possession of drugs, methamphetamine.
Yeah,
so
they use that as a warrant
listed.
To get
but that's a terminology.
No.
Suspect is a terminology.
Actually, this is a whole thing about like how search warrants work. They originally looked into, so they already decided they were going to look for CP, and then they happen to find drugs. So it's kind of like if an officer pulls you over for speeding, then they get, and then if they have reason to look into something else, then that's how that chain goes. So they were originally looking at Ed for CP. So why, in the end, did the result of even if what you're saying is true lead to that conclusion? Lead to them saying, okay, we're still going to break in this house and raid for CP and list Ed as a suspect. Not that he knew that. But
I'm
he
sorry,
still-
I cut out again, but I don't disagree with you that the search warrant was because they were looking for CP, not drugs. That's never been a question of mine.
But you're saying the original tip didn't have anything to do with them, so then why would it lead to that?
Didn't have anything to do with Edward.
So then why did it eventually have to do with Edward?
Because when I was arrested for drugs, I was right.
And found in possession of drugs.
No, but
so
okay,
he
so
automatically, Ryan, he
Ryan, you're not
automatically becomes a suspect. It's
That's not how it works.
terminology.
No. I have to correct you because you're wrong. It didn't start with the drugs. It started with the CP. There's no way to know that there's drugs in a house. Okay, there is, but it started with CP and they found drugs.
Right.
It didn't start with drugs and they found CP. Well, hopefully,
I didn't say it started with drugs and they found CP.
But
I never said
you're
that.
saying like the reason why he was eventually listed as a suspect was because of the drugs, but that's not how it worked. They originally were looking for CP and found the drugs. That's how it worked.
That incident report was written after the house was raided. Therefore, the suspects were.
His name is not on the search warrant. Edward's name is not on the search warrant. Okay. Edward's brother's name and the address is on the search warrant. Okay. The only reason the mother wasn't listed in the search warrant is because common sense tells the police this woman is 70-something, 80-something years old.
Just
She's
letting
been
you
an
know,
outstanding citizen her entire life.
He's gonna end the stream very soon, but luckily we have a backup. You think that's a credible basis for not looking into someone that's in the same host as CP?
Sorry, I cut out again. No, Ryan, I cut out again. I apologize. I didn't
They're just gonna be like, oh, it's a nice old lady, so like, there's just no. That's not how it works.
The Attorney General's office used their discretion.
No, but like, I gotta kind of stop you there. Like, I just gotta say, like, they're not gonna be like, oh.
And I'm gonna stop you there and say the Attorney General's office used their discretion. And
Yeah, but
decided
it wouldn't be based on just like, oh, it's a nice old lady and it's a 70-year-old, so we're just not gonna pay any attention to her. Like that it wouldn't be based off of that. Even if there was any discretion, whatever, I can tell you it would not be based on that. There would have to be like some kind of reason for
Ryan, it's common sense. And
no, it's not common sense.
Can.
You're wrong.
They
like
absolutely can. What do you think? First of all, the call was made reporting Richard. Okay.
Like
you
what
really
happened?
think they thought when they saw this woman's upstanding history in the community?
All right, so hold on though, because we still have it. So this is what you missed. This is where it continues on. So we now finished the full stream finally, but now this is what you missed.
You know, she's got all kinds of awards and accolades, and you know, I know sometimes that doesn't mean anything. Some people slip by through the churches. I don't, you know, negate that either. But she's got a pretty sound background her entire life. You really think that the police thought that she was caught up in some type of CP ring?
Yeah, because can I answer your question? Can I answer you?
Sure.
So how this works is that the law needs to treat everyone equally, and not based on sentiments that it's an old lady and things like that. The idea that was the basis, even if they use their discretion, is ridiculous, and that just fundamentally you don't. I appreciate you said I didn't know how a search warrant worked, but that's a fundamental misunderstanding of the basis of how law works.
I beg to differ.
I guess you do differ.
You know, we don't see eye to eye. We're going to sit here and argue about it and go around with each other, or are we just going to move on to the next thing? Because it's a futile effort to sit there and go round and round and round.
Yeah.
I don't have that time to put into it. I'm here because I care about my friend. I'm here because my heart is in this community. I'm here because I care about 99% of the people in this community.
Yeah, so I guess so you really think that they're just gonna like make the basis like, oh well, it's just an old lady that we're just not.
Well, that's what they did, Ryan. So
yes, I do, because I've seen it happen.
It couldn't be based on that alone. It could not be based on that alone.
many.
She's a pastor. She's never been in trouble in her life. She visited death row inmates. She knows police. She knows, you know.
Did he actually
She's
say?
been involved in the community.
Yeah, there's many, and so is Jared Fogle. Like he was a pretty upstanding citizen.
Jared Fogle was well known. I mean,
so right there, I think he realized that there would be technically no difference based on the upstanding citizen argument.
Signs were there.
Actually, as far as that thesis, like try to actually distinguish your mother from Jared Fogle. All right, so. Well, actually, I think I should shut a window. Hold on.
Trying to extinguish your dad from Jared Fogle.
Excuse you,
Ryan.
No, well, like that's the thing is, well, yeah, I mean, so, but
Right, that was
they're both outstanding citizens, aren't they? But they wouldn't just make the basis that, oh, he's a 70-year-old, we're just gonna look the other way. That wouldn't.
I'm gonna talk over him, okay? And I'm done with this situation. I'm not gonna sit here and deal with somebody
you know
who's
very
gonna
well I
be
don't bring my
moronic.
dad into it, you know. But
You brought his mother into it.
yeah, because no, his mother is the basis of it. Like I guess the argument of that they're all the people that they're looking into the house.
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna talk over Ryan because I don't give a fuck anymore. Okay, I sat here, I've made common sense to every person on this panel. People have, because I don't have time to deal with morons.
Oh.
That's why.
I thought it was so smart.
I get very upset about things that are not right.
Okay.
And so there's a protective mama bear, tiger in me. And I won't apologize for it.
I'm still trying to see like the source of this information that
Again, Ryan, I'm done with this conversation, Edward. It's been a pleasure. Kelly, it's been a pleasure. Mitch, it's been a pleasure. Tommy Boy, it was nice speaking to you too.
Well, I'm done.
I can't.
Oh yeah, it'll be up.
I can't argue with stupid. I can't.
The missing pieces will be. So at this point, Ed has already ended the stream, but he wasn't. I guess he wasn't aware that it was being recorded. But now he's going to be informed that this entire thing was being recorded. We'll come to late though.
Ryan, I wish you the best, but I guarantee
I'm just saying I will say that I was recording. I'm recording this. I will say. I'm just saying I'm communicating that I did record after it got cut off on live, and I am recording it. So just
what state are you in? Because that could be eavesdropping.
No, I'm telling you. So
you can't tell me after the fact though. You can't tell me at the end of the call something was recorded.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, after.
No, I'm telling you right now.
How dare you?
Yeah, you're telling me you already recorded shit. Now you can record anything said from here on out, not previously.
All right, so you can take it to court.
1:16 p.m. on.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
On June 9th, okay, and on, you could record whatever you want. From 1:15 prior on June 9th, you had no right and no authorization.
Well, I did.
Now, I don't care because I didn't say anything that I had to hide, okay? But I'm not the person to mess with, Ryan.
I'm not the person to mess with.
And let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
All right, you're not going to catch me up on anything. The only
I think I did because you're trying to like sell the story that you had this like magical
one of your fabulous editors that can
steal documents that not only that you didn't see, but you just believe that someone was credible that you on the document. And if you want to know anything about the law, that's not how it works. They don't just be like, oh, they have to treat everyone equally. That's how the law works. They can't just be like,
you know it all. Ryan, I wish you the best, honey.
So there's a follow-up.
Edward, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Everyone in the chat, have a great day. I wish you all well.
No, he ended the live. But this will be up.
Alright. Later, Ryan.
Yeah, anything want to say MV Cat Fireside?
Are you gonna do one right now?
No, but I've been recording ever since Ed ended the live. So this is going up on MV Cat Fireside.
Oh, are you gonna put it up?
Oh yeah, but
Well, is he gonna copyright strike you?
he can't because it's not on YouTube. Everything I recorded was not on YouTube.
Oh.
So there would be nothing for them to compare the footage to.
Oh, because he removed it.
Yeah, so since basically as far as this is like an off-air conversation, he has to work cut out for him because he can't copyright straight footage that's not already out there. And this isn't even footage. This is just me documenting the conversation that I'm having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, are you just gonna upload a video, or are you gonna do like a panel?
So I'm gonna upload a video. I got work at 3, so I've been kind of I should have been getting ready a little bit earlier. So I'm kind of gonna be in a rush this morning, but
yeah, I know how it goes.
It's what it is. But I'll make sure it all comes to late. But
yeah, we'll talk soon enough, man.
Definitely. Gotta get up out of here.
Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.
So there was a follow-up to this. So I think the stream was already played in Caps Live, but essentially she went on to say in a live. So what happened was I ultimately sent her. We connected on Instagram, right? So you can't send a file attachment on Instagram, from what I know. You can only send things like photos and videos. So all I could really do is screenshot the document we've all seen, that we've all verified. That says he's a suspect of CP. So if she sent me an email, then I would be able to send her the original, correspondence and everything, the original attachment, but she just gave me her Instagram, so I could only send her the pictures. So then she went on to say that I guess all of it was doctored and edited, which it's not. So that's pretty much kind of like the outcome. And then she made this really bizarre point about involving my family, I guess, saying that I should have asked my dad to explain what I was seeing or something. I don't even know actually. But I will say this, I never have or will involve any family members, any of my family, in any of this. That would be a dumb thing to do. But one thing she said that was crazy was that if she could, because I guess her dad is dead, if she could bring back her dad that is now deceased, she would basically get the dad to go on panel to quote unquote school all of the people on the panel. So it's like, you really you wouldn't you wouldn't you wouldn't have lunch, you wouldn't talk to him, you wouldn't ask questions. Like, if the one thing you could do is bring back your dad, you would have them argue with people on the internet. That's what you would do. That's very strange. But That's believe it or not what she said. That was her response, basically saying that everything I sent her was bullshit, and saying that that I should have asked my dad, and also that if she could get her dad, and she had a similar background, that she would bring her dad back to life and on the panel to school the people that she's arguing with on the internet. So yeah, um, people go to the court of YouTube. Why not bring back the dead to YouTube? I would bring the guy from the 1940s Germany to school, y'all. So yeah, which again, I think it all started from Ed originally bringing it up. So Ed, like, I never and I make this very clear. Like, they don't even know. Like, I don't involve my family at all. But Ed would happen to know, certain information about me, and I guess my family. So he originally brought up and said for me to ask my dad such and such. But I kind of only thing I said was don't even mention that, that's. But I guess she picked up on that too, and that's what happened. But I've never used any family member as a credential of anything that I'm saying. I am questioning as NVCap as me, myself, and I as Ryan Couture, just me. So yeah, and it's kind of just weird. I don't know. I think it's just weird. It was one of her one of her weirder statements that she made. But yeah. Yeah, so the time is 4:42 a.m. So I think I'm probably gonna end it off. There's not anything more to say. But yeah, that's pretty much how this entire situation concluded. This is the end of the trilogy. Of the morning Ed brief. And yeah, I am actually seeing the sunrise. And maybe can we look forward to a driving stream from WOG? Oh yeah, you can just we can switch gears and it could be a driving stream. What are the chances of a driving stream? Close to Mitch. Yeah, Mitch is where I can never tell if he's actually trolling or not. It's I think he's it's like he's perpetually trolling, Mitch. Yeah. So as far as the 24/7 panels, I'm not sure if there's another one, but I don't know. But yeah, you'll know where to find lives. So based on everything, what is your final thought on Ed? He's suspicious? Yeah, I mean, very sketchy. Certainly. Maybe I should set up a Europe stream. It's not even night anymore. Now it's morning. Now it's early morning. People are waking up and shit. I can go live, but he going live by myself driving, trying to read chat. Oh yeah. So don't do that. But yeah, I'm not sure. Whatever y'all want to do. I'm gonna assume that the right decision will be made. But I'm gonna sign off and end it.